Yo, yo, how you guys doing? Let's see if I can get this set up right. Do I have audio? Am I echoing? Say lobster if it sounds okay. Same. Yo, you guys hearing me okay? I swear every time I live stream, I never get this right. This is my third live stream ever, and every time it's always an issue. You guys don't normally see this side of the office, do you? All right. Any love? Any? Are you guys hearing audio okay? Audio good? Clear? No echo? Say lobster if it's good. Awesome. All right. I got the lobster. Yo, how you guys doing? Oh man. Who here saw Anamorphia 2? What'd you guys think? Crazy, right? I don't know. I honestly, in all honesty, I attempted to make that video in 3 weeks, and my wife was like super prego at the time, and it was just like we had she basically let me tell you something. My wife is a trooper. She has always been my #1 supporter. She's just completely put up with all of these crazy creative projects of mine. She's always helped me fund them or just give me the space and time. So if you guys want to show a little bit of love, put that down in the comments. I know she's watching today with our little 5-month-old son, Arthur. And anyway, so I honestly started shooting Anamorphia 2 back in August, and I was maybe even before August. Yeah, I was doing some test shoots right when I got the Sony a7S III, and I knew that I wanted to shoot a film with the Sony a7S III and really try it out. And right around that time, DJI had given me a prototype of the RS2, and I had it 2 months before it was officially rolled out. Maybe even 3 months. And so I pitched them this idea. I was like, let's do a follow-up to Anamorphia, and this time let's invert it. So instead of it being, Anamorphia 1 started out as the dream and you kind of woke up to this harsh reality, let's see if we can flip it. So it starts off as reality, and then it goes into the dream, and then you're like, what the is going on, So why are there black bars? That might be, let's see. Oh, hold on. Are the black bars gone now? That's a setting on the Blackmagic 6K. Guys, I have so many cameras hooked up right now. Look at this. Okay, there we go. So where was I? So let's see. Let me see if everything's good on the chat area. Okay, cool. All right, rad. So anyway, I had pitched this idea to DJI, and honestly, my contacts there are so dope that I could see the wheels in their minds spinning of how is this guy gonna pull this off? Is he for real? And it honestly started out much smaller than it ballooned into being. And at that time, my wife was 8 months pregnant, and she had to go on bed rest. So I was sleeping at the hospital for 3 weeks in a row, and I worked on it here and there, a week here, a week there. I think I shot the intro around that time. And I had no idea at that time what the full story was going to be. In fact, I didn't know what the full story was going to be, and probably until maybe 2 weeks before I uploaded it, and started doing all the visual effects. The story was not complete. And I guess that's probably the best way to describe how I work on things. I go into things with a plan, but I allow that plan to change, and I try to find a rhythm and a groove, And that's exactly what happened. And it just took so long. It just took a long time. And then our son was born in September. And like, I don't know, any fathers out there or mothers out there, like, it is a lot of work. And, you know, my wife has been doing most of the work, and she's been allowing me to, like, still come in the studio and work. But, like, you know, I mean, I was burning the midnight oil. I was working like 20 hours a day trying to, like, shoot and reshoot. And most of this stuff I shot by myself, you know, in the studio. That's all the stuff in Anamorphia 2 and Anamorphia 1 that's in the studio I shot pretty much alone. There's like a couple of shots that I had my DP shoot, the ending segment, and some of the stuff before we go off into Otis. But yeah, so like it's just a ton of work. It was such a crazy, awesome experience though. Anyway, so let's see. We have a Q&A today. I never really do Q&As, but this guy, Frank, hit me up on Instagram. It was like, hey, I want to do a Q&A. I'm a huge fan. And then I just like surprising people every now and then and be like, sure, why not? So we're going to call Frank, and maybe we'll just FaceTime him or Instagram call him. And he's got some questions to guide us through. And then after that, we're going to go over the winners of the... Actually, maybe we should do the winners of the Lockout Challenge now. So I don't have anything. Am I streaming anamorphic mode? So I don't have any. Like, I'm not going to do the whole walk through the game, but for those of you guys who don't know, Anamorphia 2 and Anamorphia 1 had a whole Lockout Challenge game, and this was like super fun for me to create, but I definitely had some help on the second one because it got just a little bit ridiculous and tiring, especially with everything going on. But a lot of you guys played. I think I had like 350 people play on Anamorphia 1, and then I think we had close to 1,000 people play on Anamorphia 2. And so on Anamorphia 2, there was 3 portals that were hidden inside the video. And we had a Peter McKinnon backpack, which was generously donated by Peter himself. We had a Laowa 9mm f5.6, which is the lens that I use for Otis's POV in the car shots. It's also the lens that I put inside my fridge to get that nice, like, opening door fridge shot. That lens is amazing. And we also had the RS2, which is right behind me. And so we had 3 hidden challenges, and dude, you guys ripped through that. Like, I tried making this one harder because the people that solved the first one got through it in like 2 hours. And I was like, holy crap, I was expecting it to take days. And like, so I made this one significantly harder. And I know I pissed a lot of you guys off, but, you know, not sorry. And it was amazing. You guys still crushed through this in like no time flat. In fact, one guy found the secret hotline, which I set up a secret hotline phone number where if you got the right phone number and you call in, there's a secret voicemail that I left, and it tells you where some of the other clues are. So it was like a bunch of Easter eggs hidden inside of Easter eggs. It was so much fun. Anyway, this guy Torben, I hope he's watching right now. This guy was the first, like, I totally forgot about the hotline. I created it back for Anamorphia 1, and no one solved it. No one found out. No one bothered. Like, they didn't go that deep. And Torben found it. And Torben found it in, like, 10 hours after I launched Anamorphia 1. I gotta play his message. His message is so funny. Let me see if I can find it. He's basically like, hey, he's German. He's like, hey, this is Torben, and I've been playing the game for 3 days straight, and I haven't gone to the bathroom. It's like, anyway. But then I posted about I posted immediately after that somebody had found the phone number, the hotline number, and then like 10 other people found it and left me their messages. So it's pretty dope. Like, I mean, that's it. I made you guys made art with me. It's cool. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's go over these winners for the Lockout Challenge. We'll go to cam 2, I guess. All the audio over. All right. How's lighting? Lighting okay? Is exposure okay? It's a great shot of my crotch. It's a crotch shot. All right. Let's see, that's 2 and 1. So let's see if we can call. All right. Okay, so we're gonna try to get a hold of Frank here. We'll actually do his Q&A first because I'm working with someone else's schedule here to call in, and so Frank, are you watching, buddy? Are you you want to call me on Instagram? Frank, we need you, Frank. Let me see if I can get another mic set up. There we go. So check this out. I got the I have an Ada Mini down here at my feet, and I'm not wearing my shoes, so I can switch camera angles with my toes. kind of a neat hack, you know, when you're playing with the big leagues. You know, what newscaster do you know that switches the camera angles with his toes? Pow. All right, let's see here. Where is Frank? All right, let's see if you guys can hear us both okay. So, you guys getting audio okay? Say Lobster if you guys can hear audio okay. I'm going to try to get Frank's audio pretty good. Frank, I need you to pick up the phone. Frank, pick up the phone. I am calling you, Frank. Frank didn't join. That's it. Frank, that was your one shot, buddy. That was it. I'm not going to call again, man. All right, let's try if he wants to do a WhatsApp or something. Come on, man. He says, give me a minute. All right, Frank, I'm moving you to the back, buddy. We're going to call, we're going to call my people over at Exebo. So, if you guys haven't been paying attention to my Instagram, if you guys, camera one. So if you guys haven't been paying attention to my Instagram, I've been launching this product, Marbl, which is my first physical product. It's an orbiting camera dolly. I actually had it set up here this morning, and then I shorted it out because I tried charging it with a super heavy battery, and I blew up the control board. So anyway, not going to have a demo for you guys today with it, but we are going to talk to some of the guys that I have teamed up with to help me create this. And this has basically been a project of mine for the last 3 years. And it has been like I've used this several times in videos, and I just didn't really tell anybody. And I also didn't allow it to go 360 because I didn't know how. I knew I wanted to make it into a product, and I knew I had this vision of it being larger than just some DIY build that I try to make a video on. Like, I actually wanted to make a tool that I could then, get in your guys' hands and then see like what kind of art we can make together, And so that was basically the goal. And I ended up teaming up with my college best friend, who's the best, who is the officiant at my wedding, and so we started this company called Marbl, and I told him all about the product, and he didn't really understand it at first, but then when he saw the footage, he was like, "Holy crap, this is incredible! Like, you definitely have to do this." And pretty much everyone that I showed the device to, leading up to this point, has also been like just kind of blown away because it has been there the whole time. Like, it's such a simple device, but the quality of the cinematics behind it are stunning, and it's there. And that's exactly how I got that shot in Anamorphia 2, when it's a very slow orbiting shot all the way around me. And I set that up outdoors, actually. So anyway, let's give these guys a call. Let's see if we can. Anoop, I'm giving you a call. You better pick up, Anoop. Snoop Anoop. Snoop Anoop.
Yo, dog.
What up, dude?
Still, man.
So Anoop is part of Exebo. You guys, how many people are in Exebo? It's you and Reiner, but there's like 4 others.
There's like 7 now, yeah. So there's 7 people, bro.
Hold on, let me turn up your audio a little bit. Okay. So anyway, what you guys found me when I did the RS2 video?
Yeah, the LiDAR one, right? The LiDAR focus system. Because like our background is like autonomous vehicle stuff.
Yeah.
LiDAR is like a big deal there, right? And then so when that popped up on our radar, we're like, oh shit. Things are starting to get going in that direction that we thought, right? Where all this tech would start emerging.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because you guys are. So when you reached out to me, you guys were interested in me doing a video for you, just because of like the channel, but like obviously being able to talk about tech and understand the components behind it. And you guys had a seriously complex camera dolly system that you guys did a Kickstarter for, and now you're about to do another one. And then I was like, well, I actually need some like chipsets to control this motor, and I actually don't, and I need a motor that can be like absolutely silent. And so it was kind of like a perfect match made in heaven, really. And you guys are like super intelligent. You guys are like, these guys are way smarter than me. If you guys think I'm smart, these guys have got it going on. Like Anoop here does programming with. You guys have like a. Am I allowed to talk about the other project?
Yeah, go for it.
So Anoop does software for self-driving cars, which is like, I mean, that is just so beyond like my comprehension. And then what is
the thing is though, I think what it felt like was like we had a missing piece, right? We're tech guys, but you can't make good stuff but just being tech guys, because we could be like inventing stuff and there's like zero application for it. That's like possible, right? So that's why to me the biggest thing wasn't even like, yo, we could get a video from Josh. That obviously would be sick because we needed the promotion, right? We're a small company. To me the biggest thing was like, yo, this is a guy who understands the tech, but also it makes art, like literally, right? Like makes art, like his stuff, his content is amazing. So he could really help us out on 2 fronts. One is getting our name out there, but then the other thing is actually letting us know, giving us some validation. Are the stuff that we're making valuable? Is there some value to it in this industry and directing us? I think that was, for us, that was the biggest thing. Was like Josh would be this this counsel for us, right? And then when you were working on something that was like, I was like, all right, this is sweet, because like we love when people do bring their imagination to life, especially when it's tech, because that's what we understand. So when you were like, you're making this thing, our first thought at all wasn't like, oh man, competition. Like we were genuinely like, yo, this is sweet. This guy's trying to make make tech happen now, right? So we were genuinely super excited, man, and it's been so fruitful, man. It's been like
it's been
really
good
nice for both of us.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, because you guys basically take care of a large area that I don't understand, that I don't have any, like, I don't actually have much comprehension when it comes to like programming and driving motors and that kind of thing. I'm not there yet, you know what I mean? But like the optics, I can, you know what I mean? Like all of the cinematography aspects, that the areas that you guys probably, I mean, I think that's why you guys reached out for my advice, was just how can you make your device much more powerful given the same set of tools, but like tweaking the optics, you know what I mean? Like putting the right camera and lens combinations on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the hope is that like we learn from you, and I think you're gonna end up starting to learn like a little bit of stuff from like me and Reiner as well, right? I think we'll get you going on some programming and some CAD design stuff, just because like it'll like speed up the process for when we do other developments. And I think, man, I think you would have made a sick engineer if you had gone that route. I think you would have that would have been for you. And so I think you're gonna start doing some stuff in that arena as well, just to like get your like feet wet,
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm interrupting. You guys are all giving me shit about my lighting. To be honest with you, I think there might be a LUT that's being burned in or previewed right now. It looks super crunchy. Yeah, the lighting looks super crunchy on the web preview, but on my end it looks fine, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, sorry about that. I like ADD, like
no, it's all good, man.
Anyway, so it's funny, like I just called you guys because I fried the circuit board. Actually, I didn't fry the circuit board. I fried the voltage regulator. It cracked right in half. I plugged in a V-mount battery because I wanted it to basically run while I was doing the live stream, and I wanted to put it on window wiper mode so it would go back and forth very, very slowly, and then I was just going to tell you guys about it afterwards. Like, that's how I got that shot. And then as soon as I plugged in the V-mount, like the battery, I guess, is putting out 17 volts or something, and I just heard and I was like, oh man, that's not good. That is not good. Like, I gotta go on live TV in an hour. Like, come on, man. Anyway, but this is the thing about, like, making a new product and, doing a Kickstarter. Like, you don't always have time to, like, troubleshoot. And so, like, I'm actually glad that I'm going through it now and experiencing it now. And hopefully we can get this thing fixed, because I'm supposed to put out a video this weekend about Marbl and just all the crazy optics, so I definitely need it working. Anyway,
it also helps us, right? Like this type of stuff, because now Reiner knows, like, the next electronics board have some safety mechanisms built in case anybody else makes that same mistake,
right?
So that the next time that happens, it's not going to blow up, right? So I mean, this is what it is with prototypes. Like, this is what we've been doing for the past like 2 years now, right? Is finding these issues and fixing them. So the earlier you find them, the better off, right? So it's almost a good thing that this happened.
Let's see. Anoop, I'm gonna leave your. If you guys are curious about Anoop and Axibo, you guys can find them on Instagram. It's just Axibo, AXIBO. Definitely give them a follow. They're doing some crazy stuff. They're also doing a Kickstarter next month, which I'll be helping out with. Have you guys finalized if it's going to be Kickstarter or Indiegogo?
Not yet, but you'll be the first to know.
Yeah. But they have a sick motion slider, and basically they've licensed out their chipset to Marbl, so that we have a silent driver. And so like the same technology, the proprietary stuff that they've been working on for like the last 2 years is going into Marbl. And the biggest benefit of that is that their stealth drive, like, I don't know if you guys have worked with motion sliders in the past. A lot of them are either they just don't mention the noise, or they're advertised as silent, but they're not really silent. Like, it still makes some sort of high pitch electronics noise, and it's very difficult to get rid of that noise. And so these guys have figured out a way to do it. And that was like on the top of the list of things that I wanted for Marbl, was to have it absolutely quiet so that you could do an interview, or you could do like an orbiting shot while someone's giving dialogue, and it would work. I mean, literally, I can hang a microphone from the center of it, and you don't hear anything. In fact, on Anamorphia 2, that's exactly what I did. That's how I got the sound. I hung a microphone from the center of it, and you couldn't even pick up the motor noise. So, anyway, Anoop, that's all the time I got for you today. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, man, I'm just like grateful, man. Thank you for like making this happen, and I'm glad that we could help each other out, man. And I'm excited
likewise
to see this, man. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of work.
It is gonna be. It's stressful, you know that.
I know.
But it's worth it in the end, right? It's all worth it.
Yeah. All right, cool, my man. Well, give Reiner my best, and we'll speak later.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
Ciao. All right, where is Frank? We need Frank. Frank, you better call me right now, or this interview is over. It's over, Frank. I'm going to ghost you. Frank. You got no more time. You're out of time. Ready. All right, let's go, Frank. All right, so now, there we go. Now we're calling Frank. All right. But where is Otis? Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I killed Otis. She's dead now. She's completely dead. She's gone. Hit by a truck. All right. Let's see. He wants to do a FaceTime. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let's see. I'll answer a couple questions while I get this video up. Gosh, I honestly wish I had someone else in the studio right here helping me, but like, I mean, dude, COVID is bad right now in LA. Oh, Gerald, what do you want?
I want to be on the live stream.
Come on, man. You're not Frank.
Frank. I can be Frank.
How am I doing? I normally call you first before my live streams, just like make sure everything's like working. I didn't call you this time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks good. Are you still live right now?
I'm still, yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're live.
It looks good. Everybody was roasting you about your lighting, but I was saying that you're actually just leaning forward.
Dude,
back on the couch.
No, here, let me turn up the lighting a little bit.
That's just chat. Don't listen to the chat. They don't know what they're talking about. Every time I live stream is the same thing. I like the shots though. I haven't actually seen the studio set up in these angles before. Looks good.
I mean, is this just gonna be totally nuclear? Let's see how bad this looks. Oh my god. All right, there we go. It's good. We're beta testing it anyway. We're basically, that's a little bit better, right? A little side lighting. Where'd you go? For some reason the lighting looks fine on my preview here, but then on the on playback on the stream it actually looks it's way darker on playback. That's so bizarre.
I just loaded up the stream. I was watching it on my phone. Now I'm looking at it. And,
yeah. Something is making it really, really crunchy.
I thought you shot everything standard for these things.
No. Right now I have it going into So I'm shooting on the Sony A7S III, but it's also going into the Atomos Shogun Inferno, and then it's going into the Atom. But I'm looking at a preview on my TV, and it looks way overexposed.
Oh yeah, that always makes it. I do the same thing. I go Ninja Atom, and it always makes it darker. I have to boost the exposure to like 2/3.
Okay,
to make it look
well,
normal.
so that's exactly what's happening now. So anyway, it should be fixed now, but super, super crunchy.
I like the shot though. I like the little
Check-
grass you got sticking out there, and the pictures and stuff.
Gerald,
Quite
check this
bad.
out. Look at this. No hands. Look. Pow. Cut the camera angle. Pow.
You footing that switcher?
Yeah. It's great.
How many angles you got set up? 4, 3?
Yeah, well, I got one over there. There we go. I got this one over there, the Blackmagic 6K, shooting super wide. Anyway, so what'd you call me for? What, you can't let me have my own stream without you? You got to be on here, bro?
I was feeling embarrassed for you that Frank clearly doesn't exist. So
Yeah, let me. In fact, while I'm on the phone with you, are you still on?
yeah.
Let me see if I can get him. Frank, you just need to call me on. You just need to call me on Instagram. I don't have time to copy and paste your shit. Just do it. Let's do it, Frank. I'll merge you in here. Man, I am gonna roast Frank as soon as he gets on this. He's gonna regret having a live Q&A. Anyway, dude, I was gonna have the orbit right here. I had it set up, and it was gonna go, and then I, like 20 minutes before the stream, I fried the control board or the voltage regulator.
See, this is good though. Your beta test.
Oh, totally. I mean, and then I was like, well, what do I tell the audience? And I was like, just tell them the truth. Tell them exactly the truth. Because I think they'll appreciate that, stuff never goes as planned, and then you, like...
Anyway, the stream looks great. It's going well.
Like, I love how everyone's like, overexposed now, mate. Listen, guy. Nobody cares. Anyway. All right, Gerald, I gotta go.
Oh, yeah? Are you doing something right now? Are you busy?
Yeah, I can't talk to you right now.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'm gonna try to call Frank. Thanks for calling in, buddy. I'll talk to you after. Ciao.
Bye.
All right,
Nobody cares.
there he is.
Finally. Thank God.
All right, Frank. We got Frank. Frank is on.
Hi guys.
Let's see. There we go. Now we can see you. Perfect. So what's up, Frank? How'd you find me? First of all, what's your name and where are you from?
Well, thank you for having me, Josh. My name is Frank Montilla. I'm from South America, Colombia, and I've been following your work since like a year and a half.
Are you able to get the microphone a little bit closer? Because for some reason I can't get the audio up higher on the phone.
Okay. How about now?
That's about the same. All right, I'll just hold the phone higher. 1 second, Frank. 1 second, Frank. Hold on, baby.
Okay.
All right. Okay. There we go. That should work.
Okay.
All right. Can you guys hear Frank okay? So you're in Colombia?
Yeah.
Right.
I live in Colombia, in South America.
Wow. And how'd you find my channel?
I find it because I was watching some video of Peter McKinnon and some.
That's it. I gotta go. Next caller.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, come on.
Just kidding, Frank. We're just getting warmed up. Come on, man. Actually, I should have Peter on here in a little bit. He's we got to go over these prizes. So.
Yeah.
So you went.
I have a few questions for you, Josh.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go for it.
We don't have too much time. Okay?
Yeah. What are the questions?
So, okay, where all the inspiration come from?
Where does all my inspiration come from?
Yeah.
I don't think. I think it comes from knowledge. I think that like a lot of times if you guys see a video of mine and you think it's creative or you think that like I was inspired to do something, a lot of it just comes from wondering how the world works and trying to figure it out, and then learning everything I can about it, and then applying that to the other fields that I know. I recently found a word that kind of describes this, and I don't know if this is kind of weird of me to say, but the word is autodidact polymath, and it basically is like a Renaissance man. It's a self-taught artist or engineer that they go and they learn everything that they can about the fields that they're in, and they teach themselves. So they read books, or they do trial and error, or they talk to experts, and I do all three. And I do this with filmmaking, but in pretty much in everything that I touch. I mean, in fact, you just kind of witnessed it a little bit with the last caller I had on Anoop with his, he does self-driving cars and, programming, and his partner Reiner does motors and just, yeah, they do a lot of high-end technical stuff that I don't have.
I know them very well.
Oh, you know them?
Yeah.
You know Exebo?
I know them. Yeah, I talked with them about a few months back. I talked with them. I spoke with one of them. I don't remember who, but I spoke with them via Instagram.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, they're great guys. By the way, Anoop and Reiner and the Exebo team is up in Canada. I think they're outside of Toronto. So maybe you guys can actually get me up in Toronto sometime. I don't know. Anyway, but like a good example of that inspiration is like, we had the motor that popped that went out earlier today. And, so 20 minutes before the stream, I was taking apart the motor, trying to figure out why the voltage, blew something up. And like that's stuff I don't have much experience in. But like that one little piece of experience, as brutal as it is for me and as embarrassing as it is, it's a huge learning lesson. And now I know that, the internal mechanism of that thing has a voltage that can't exceed, 14 or 15 volts, right? And I think I was putting out 17, and it popped the regulator.
Wow.
Am I inspired right now? No, but like the next project I go into, I'll have that little bit of information floating around in there, and it'll just help me. It might let me ask the right questions so that then I know a little bit more. Maybe that'll lead to inspiration of something. Maybe I'll do my own Arduino project next time with my own programming. And, because I solved like the little voltage question of like, oh, now I know if it's 5 volts, it's got to be 5 volts, 12 volts, got to be 12 volts, don't exceed 14 volts. If it's this, you know what I mean? Like, in fact, the next wave of projects that I am doing, I think I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to start doing more DIY builds. And I'm going to start integrating more Arduinos and Raspberry Pi Zeros and that kind of thing to like automate. Like I think I'm going to do an automated desk and using actuators and stuff. Like this is stuff I didn't go to school for. I don't know any conventional engineering. I don't think I'm not in any sense of an engineer, right? Like I don't have any of that schooling behind me. But like today was a great example of how how I get inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have like 30 questions, but I guess we don't have time.
Well, we got just start at the top, and then we'll see how far we go. I have to. I'm gonna cut this at 12 though, so you got like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Cool.
Why make art now? Did you know if you short the words, it just says man, so you're the man.
You know what? I did. So I recently here. Actually, I'll show you guys this. I have my custom denim shirts now. I'm actually wearing one.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I don't know if you can see that. It says make art now, and I was like, trying to figure out how to get the tag, like, you know, like you don't want to spell out Make Art Now and everything. It'd be nice if you could just abbreviate it. But when you abbreviate it, M period A period N period, it's like it just looks so stupid. And so like the man portion was not in any way thought about beforehand. And I don't know how, like could you imagine reading a quote from Man? It just like some inspiring quote, and it's like man. It's like no one would understand that. Like no one would get it. So
before Make Art Now, you deal with the struggle, right?
Oh, you know, I will add one thing. Make Art Now has never been instructions for me. Make Art Now is instructions for you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of people get that, but occasionally, all right, I got to tell my wife to stop texting me. Stop texting me, babe. Stop it. Guys, leave me off this chat. You guys are killing me. All right, there we go. Okay, sorry, Frank. So, yeah, Make Art Now is instructions for you guys. You know, it was more of like, I think at the time, it doesn't really matter what political views people have, but at the time, I wasn't really happy about Hillary Clinton being the president, but I definitely did not predict Donald Trump being the president. And when he was elected, it felt like such a shocker to me and all of the United States. Like, we genuinely were shocked. It just felt like the universe had just split in diverted directions. And suddenly, like, the path that we were supposed to go on, as much as people hate Hillary Clinton, like, everyone was expecting to go down that way. And then when Donald Trump got the presidency, it was like, whoa, we've entered into the Twilight Zone. Like, this is weird. At that moment, a friend of mine was like, well, what now? And he said, make art. And then I was like, make art now. That's damn right. Yeah. And so, like, you know, again, I don't care about political stuff. Like, one of my best friends, Tyler Moore, he's, you know, super conservative and great guy. My wife's father is super conservative. I'm, you know, been Democrat the whole, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't really care party preference anymore. Like, people are people, just got to say that. But at the time, it was such a shocker to me, and I was like, well, what now? And, you know, Make Art Now. So it's been instructions for you guys, and I think I've like tried to hold myself accountable, you know. Like, I feel bad whenever I'm like super hard pushing a product, and I really try not to do product reviews on items that I'm not excited about, right? Like, instead of chasing the dollar, which is like, oh, this brand will pay me $8,000 if I do a product review, but the product is terrible, right? Like, I won't do a review on it because I'm not gonna go about and bash a brand, but I'm also not gonna waste 2 weeks of my time working with an item trying to make it look good when I don't care about it. And so Make Art Now for me has always been allow the channel to morph and always do whatever it is that I want to do. And if that's going to be tech reviews, fine. If it's going to be shooting a 5-month-long film about a tech reviewer that, you know, morphs into something else, fine. You know, if it morphs into DIY builds, then, you know, then that's what's next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Before Make Art Now, as like everyone else, you did with struggle, right? I mean, working in other things that pay. In that moment, but feeling deep inside, what what you focus. I mean, before Make Art Now,
Yeah.
you deal with some struggle. But didn't you feel that you were making something wrong, that you were wasting your time, and you suddenly decided to, fuck it, I'm gonna make this because I love it?
I think we all fall in the trap of like chasing views and chasing attention, right? And this is a super large topic, so I'll try to abbreviate it and get more onto your point. When I first started the channel, I didn't want fame, I didn't want followers, I didn't want subscribers. What I wanted was more opportunity. I wanted, at the time, it was 2017 actually when I was attempting to start the channel. I didn't launch the channel till a year later, till beginning of 2018. And at the time, I remember thinking that I wanted an opportunity to build a relationship with people that knew my work, and that instead of building like a reel of all of my work, that I would have more opportunity and I would have job security moving forward if I just put out an enormous body of work and people got to know me personally. And so that they would know, over the course of many years, they would just know that Josh Yo like gives it 100% every time, doesn't give up, problem solves, doesn't complain. You know what I mean?
I was talking, yeah, I pretty much understand that, but I was talking more about, look, now I have a job, like a regular job, like any job.
Yeah.
But I feel deep inside me, and I know too many creators here in Latin America that feels the same, that they are doing it because the paycheck, because the paycheck, and they are struggling with that because they need the money. But
right.
what us really want to do is something like this, having a camera all day, creating, thinking, writing, editing. Yeah.
I think that's that's the dream. Yeah.
Yeah. My question was, how was that struggle for you, and how do you overcome? And you said, okay, I'm just going to do this now, and everything else goes by.
10 years ago, I've been a waiter at a restaurant for 15 years. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 35. And so
37.
You're 37. So then exactly, yeah, then you know. So I had been chasing a dream while doing what you're saying, which is the side job, the stuff that I don't want to do. I've been doing that for 15 years, and the acting industry gave me zero love. Nothing. Zero. Like, it was insanity. And I was literally chasing a dream, waiting for this opportunity to come around. And finally, one day, I was like, this is not giving me, it's no longer worth, like, I honestly felt like I had been wasting my life. You know what I mean? And I think actually it was, I think the guy's name is Paulo Cohen, The Alchemist, the author of The Alchemist. Yeah. Have you ever read that book? I think it's where I got this quote from, but one of the things that sunk in was that the idea that nothing is wasted, right? Like knowledge, information, experience, it all makes up this soup that we're created from, And so like, as much as I really like, as much as I hated the restaurant industry, and as much as I hated auditioning and not getting the role, I can't help but feel that those terrible times that I went through really forged like a strong work ethic, and it also made me humble, and it made me realize that like I saw a lot of my friends rise to fame, and I felt left behind, you know what I mean? And
for sure.
Right? And so like, I mean, I was in that state of like, when is it going to be me? When am I going to get a shot? When am I going to make it? Right. And so like that feeling is, I imagine, what a lot of people feel, and they're chasing after the dream of like, when am I going to break 1,000 subscribers on Instagram? When am I going to break 50,000? When am I going to get my first brand deal? When am I going to get, a t-shirt made with my name on it? When am I going to get to star in my own movie? When is Tom Cruise going to reach out to me to play the opposite lead in the next Mission Impossible. Like all these things that these lofty dreams. While we continue to work our day job, it's tough. And all I can say is that the people that have the people that have made it anywhere, in my experience, they have the one thing that they share is that they haven't given up, that they keep grinding at it, they keep going for it, they pay attention to what's working, what's not working. But dude, I know a comedian guy that was the worst comedian I'd ever heard in my life, and he was working at the restaurant with me like 15 years ago. The guy is killing it now. He stayed with it for 15 years. And deep down inside, even me, nice guy Josh was like, this guy should quit. This guy should give up. I was thinking that about this guy, and he's killing it now. He's killing it, and it's not because he got a lucky break. It's because he just put in so much work and so much effort, and some things that you can learn, like you can read a book and you can learn, but then other things take 10 years to finally sink in. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happened with this guy. It just finally sunk in. I actually think, I'm not a great actor by any stretch. I'm not a Daniel Day-Lewis, but I was trained to be an actor for many years. And I think that just me taking a break for 5 years and filming Anamorphia 2, and now knowing the shot angles and the story are way more important, and the score is way more important than how I deliver a line. That's kind of a knowledge that I didn't have 10 years ago when I was studying. When I was doing plays and I was doing auditions and going up for soap operas, that level of confidence of no, I can just say the line. I can say it clearly. And because the music and the sound effects are going to tell the story for me, I don't have to have facial expressions. I don't have to have tension. I don't have to have the weight of the story on my face. I don't have to telecast and show you guys what I'm really feeling. The music can do all of that. I can just kind of relax and be present, right? That's a little bit of knowledge that I wouldn't have learned unless I had gone through, obviously, the 10 years of acting and not making it, but then also the 5 years of now being on, of being away from acting and trying something different.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Josh, I need to ask you this. Several months back, I write you here on Instagram, but I guess you didn't saw it. I love your work. I love Anamorphia. I fall in love with those two videos, man. They are unbelievable. And I want to make a video tribute to Anamorphia, and I want to have your permission to do it.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that. What kind of, part of me is flattered and I don't want to get in the way of your art. But then the other part of me is yeah, I don't know. I haven't experienced that feeling before. You're the one that reached out to me asking me to do it on your phone.
Probably we are using a camera because I'm going to do it with a friend. I'm not going to do it alone. But mostly we are going to do it with phones. Yeah, with iPhones. So
what is tell me the idea. What is what's the goal or what's the purpose? I'm not going to stop you. I mean, you do whatever you want, but if you want an honest, answer from me, I could be a nice guy here and I could tell you go, yeah, do it. Don't stop the vision. Do it. But if you really want my respect and you want to impress me or I would say make your story. Make the story that Frank has been waiting 37 years to tell, right? Whatever that one is. Figure that out and then ask me for help on that and I'll, send that one to me. I'd much rather watch someone else's work than watch someone take my work, and because there's just so many other motives behind it. It gets really messy. It gets really I don't know. It's just bizarre. I mean, I think some content creators enjoy that, they revel in it. But for me, I like originality, and I like it when someone is inspired by something, but then they go make something completely different, making a clone of Anamorphia with the cell phone, I don't know if it's gonna do anything other than it might get.
It's not gonna be. It's not.
Oh, well, then what's the idea?
It's not about. Let me write it to you, and let me write it to you, and I send you, and you read it, and you let me know your thoughts about it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I could be totally wrong. I could be totally way off base here.
Josh, have you?
I'll always give you
have
the
you
honest
heard
truth,
about-
though. I'll always tell you the truth.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
And that I appreciate that all the time. What do you know about my country? What do you know about Colombia?
Never been to Colombia, and
But have you come
I
to
guess
South
the coffee
America
is good.
anytime?
Huh?
Have you come to South America?
No, the furthest south I've gone is Panama.
Panama.
Yeah.
That's close by. That's really
Yeah,
close.
not too far.
You
Anyway,
speak Spanish?
not anymore. My mom is a former Spanish teacher, and my wife
Oh my
speaks great Spanish. I no hablo.
Why not?
I don't know. I guess I don't have anybody that speaks Spanish with enough that it makes like there's enough stuff going on in my brain. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like free up space. You know, like learn Spanish. I don't know if I have time for that one. Frank, I think I got one more question for you. If you
Yeah, I have it right here. It's really important.
okay.
Most of colleagues that I have been that I know here in my country, especially, they said we have to knock doors. You know, we have to knock doors. We have to go to companies to make brand deals.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go over them, and as such, you are you work with DJI, you work with Axibo, you work with Sony, you work with etc. etc. How does that happen? How does
The
that
magic
happen?
the magic
Trying
number
to-
is about it's numbers. First of all, I think the magic number for getting a brand deal is about 20,000, at least on YouTube. When I broke 20,000, the floodgates opened up and people were interested in doing brand deals. Now, it wasn't the big boys yet. I think when I hit 25, that's when Sony got interested in me. But I think it's just a visibility and a numbers game at that point. But the interesting thing is that the numbers after that don't really matter much. Like, it helps having 100,000, but my life hasn't changed. The brand deals haven't changed for me going from 100 to 300. You know what I mean? I'm sure it'll shift again after 1 million. I feel like the big, super big car brands and brands that aren't associated with camera tech will probably pay more attention to me after 1 million. But I think for any creator starting out, I think getting it to like 5, 10, 15, you shouldn't have any problem getting a brand deal. Most of the time, it's about the quality of the work, though. You know what I mean? Like Sony was interested in me because I was looking at Sony cameras in a completely different way. You know what I mean? I was like, let's make this color, or let's make this low light profile, or let's, create a burst lapse. You know what I mean? So like really, I wasn't chasing after views, but what I was doing was creating my own tools within their ecosystem, and I was getting people to talk about it. And I think that's what, if I can give anybody a piece of advice on starting a channel, getting noticed, what piece of content can you make that's going to get talked about, right? What is it that's going to get shared, right? I think a lot of times we fall into this trap of like, let's try to go viral, let's chase the trends, let's do something. And I think we forget that like there's a lot of value in just finding something that you're into, that's interesting, that has the likelihood of one person sharing it with another person and just talking about it because it is interesting or it was done well. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah, sure.
I don't think you need like a crazy amount of subscribers. I do know that 20,000 is a lot for people starting out. Like, it seems like a crazy number, but I had done 15.
The problem here is that they think they're good, they are talented, and they have, I don't know, like 5K or something subscribers, and they go and knock doors and they say, hey, we make videos and stuff. And I said, no, that's not the way you do it. That's not the way you do it, because brands obviously need to see numbers. Not just
Yeah, but I mean, I think brands also need to see, like, I think it's more important than numbers, body of work. I think brands are more interested in, like, who is going to put the energy into representing the brands well, like whether that's like with exceptional footage or photographs, or just, you know, like, obviously with their passion. Like I don't have a passion for Canon cameras, even though I used them professionally when I was filming for primetime television, right? I don't think I've done like one video on Canon. It just, you know, they're not bad cameras. They're great cameras, but it didn't make sense for me to go make a bunch of videos about Canon cameras trying to chase subscribers. You know what I mean? But with Sony, with it being low light and being at super sensitive and low light and having the flange distance a little closer so that you could actually get an f/0.95 lens, right? That really appealed to me. That made me super engaged and interested. And so that's why originally I started doing, you know, Sony camera videos, right? Yeah. Following that. So I would just say stick with following whatever it is that you're into. And like I think it's a totally realistic goal that someone that's grinding hard at it can break 15,000 subscribers. It took me 15 videos and 6 months of hard ass work every single day to get a video that broke 1,000 views. 15 the first 15 videos on my channel, when I uploaded them, it like none of them broke 1,000 views. 15, like for 6 months. I thought it was never gonna happen. I was like, man, I can't even do the YouTube thing. And meanwhile, at the time, Peter's channel had just launched and broke like 1.9 million, and like gave all the YouTubers a complex. You know what I mean? Because he's just had this meteoric growth that just came out of nowhere, right? And so you have now you have this pool of like people trying to compete for the same things, and they all have the same skill set, right? So it made it very challenging. And I'm sure that like as much as it's funny, I see now what I am probably doing to some people, giving them a complex about being a perfectionist or whatnot, as some of the content creators that I would watch that gave me, you know what I mean? Like that whole complex of like, oh, he makes it look so easy. If I just do this, if I just add Otis voice to my videos, it'll make them go viral. You know what I mean? Or I don't even think viral is the right word. I've never had a video go viral, by the way.
I showed Anamorphia 1 and 2 to a pair of friends, and they said, this guy is the Tony Stark of filmmaking.
The Tony Stark. Not anymore. Otis is dead.
Sadly, I love Otis. I love her.
You know what's funny is, like, if you guys were to watch a scene of me filming Otis, this is how the scene would go. I'd be like, oh, really, Otis? Okay. Right? Like, there's nothing happening. There's nothing. And then I just make the voice later. Like, it's total performance. It takes so long, and it was so enjoyable for so long. And what I loved about Otis is that I was able to learn storytelling, right? So I'll say this one last thing, and then I gotta switch gears because I gotta call somebody. But what I loved about Otis was that, you know, really good writing is the ability to write story and to cause tension, right? And to hide exposition, and you hide exposition in dialogue. But if you don't have actors at your disposal to like listen to get this feedback of how the dialogue is going, it's hard to do that. It's hard to write dialogue. It's hard to write believable dialogue that sounds real, that gives the information in an organic way. And so when I first created Otis, I did think that it was going to be a super catchy kind of thing. And I was like, oh, I can make this electronic voice. I'm like, maybe she like is a partner with me, right? And I started manipulating the way the dialogue works. And at first it was, I used Otis to pump up myself, right? So I would say something that was, she would say something that was incorrect, and then I would correct her because I knew the answer. So it made me look good. But that's like surface level dialogue. Then I started getting, and then I was like, I should be doing the opposite because that's making the audience fall in love with Otis. What the audience really falls in love with is when someone is human and there's flaws and there's mistakes and it humanizes them. And so with Anamorphia 1, I attempted to make the relationship more three-dimensional where I have obvious flaws and she is aware of them. And because she's aware of them and I'm aware of them and we go back and forth, it makes the banter more enjoyable and it makes the relationship feel real. And it's like, oh, these are two friends talking. You know, it's no longer like this is his robot assistant. It's like, oh, they have history. And then in Anamorphia 2, it was more of a graduated process of that where it was like there's way more history and how can I transform Otis even more, and how can, instead of it simply being how can Otis make me look good by correcting me, it was like what vulnerability, like at that time I had already explored all of my vulnerabilities, but Otis at the time was like this she was like this perfect Frank, I lost you, Frank. That's what happens. You just hang up on somebody. All right. So Frank's gone, but I'll finish my thought. Anyway, Frank, thank you so much for your time. That was great. But I'll finish my thought with Anamorphia 2. Instead of it simply being like Otis is perfect and has all the answers and has all the equipment and know-how, it switched, and I was like, what flaw can I give Otis? And it was, she's never driven a car before. And so it made it super fun and engaging, having that be the very first time that Otis is kind of thrown into the deep end and seeing how she handles that. And then it set up a huge payoff down the line, which made it very enjoyable for me as a storyteller to kind of have those callbacks, right? You know, like having her race off and change, you know, like figure out how to hack the DOT, Department of Transportation, and change the lights, and having her discover the secret nitrous bottle that I had hidden, but like I had wired it myself, so it wasn't like properly wired, and she accidentally triggered. Like it created so much fun for this. You know, had Otis already been driving a car, you know, and had that experience, and like we already had that backstory, she would have known about the nitrous. She would have known, like it wouldn't have been as the moonroof wouldn't have pinched me and closed me in, right? So like all these things came out of that interaction. And then, of course, ultimately, that's pretty much why I killed her off, was because, well, no, that's not why I killed her off, but the reason why, what I enjoyed about her driving being the first time is that it presented a vulnerability that's very much like a teenager and someone just starting out on life and really grasping all of their powers. And, you know, one of the tricks is, you know, in storytelling is if you plan on killing a character off, work backwards. How can you lose the audience from that scent, from picking up on that? Anyway, that's my last thoughts. Frank, I know I went on a tangent there, but thank you so much, brother. Let's see if I can get a hold of... Let's see if I can get a hold of Peter, actually. Peter, super gracious, donated this backpack for the game, and we did this lockout challenge. This is actually the first time I've actually talked to him. I've never actually spoke to Peter in real life. There he is! There he is!
What's up, man?
Here, hold on. We're not in focus yet. Oh, Oh, man. My camera won't find focus now. What did you do, Pete? My Sony camera was working fine, and then...
I'm just pumped that I get to see the denim in real life.
Here it is. I actually got it right here.
As real life is going to get right now, but...
Oh, man. Did you pick a winner yet? Or do we have to do that right now?
Let's do it together.
All right, hold on. I gotta fix this camera lens. Don't go anywhere. I gotta fix this camera lens.
I will go nowhere. Can they see me right now? Should I entertain?
They can see you right now.
Hello, everyone. We are looking at Josh's beautiful leather couch. The riveting inside that looks phenomenal. A little bit of plants in the background. Just beautiful little pop of color. Get some poster. And
all right.
Our hook back.
So I'm switching camera angles. I got the Ada Mini Pro. Have you messed with that yet?
No.
It's pretty dope. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see this.
Whoa, that looks like a MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a MIDI keyboard that controls you, so you can have multiple cameras at the same time for live streams.
Okay, so I have never done a live stream on my channel ever.
Yeah, it's.
I've only been on Instagram Live. This is my third time. I did it once to test. I did it once with Zach King, and now I'm doing it with you.
Yeah.
This is the third time ever. I'm a little bit scared of live stuff. I don't know why. It just freaked me out, and having a keyboard to control cameras while live I think I'd pass out.
I embrace the flaws. That's all I can say. Because, like, I was supposed to do a demo of Orbit, and I blew up the motor, like, 20 minutes before the stream. And like the clock's winding down. And I'm like, I'm supposed to go up in like 10 minutes now. I haven't even done audio check. I'm like, oh my God, the motor blew up.
That's just like, that's the way it goes. Of course it did.
So I was just talking about you actually because somebody had asked me about like starting a YouTube channel. And I don't know if you know the story. I've shared it a couple times. But when I first started out, I had come from professional television. Like I had shot for CNBC primetime, and then I wanted to just build up a reel for me to like I didn't really want to build an audience or that, but I wanted to present work and then just have that basically lead to an opportunity, like more opportunities. So people just know me personally, but then they know the work behind it, right? And when I first launched, I was ready to. I was like ready to launch the button in like 2017. I had done like my first video, and I was like, all right, let's go. And then you uploaded your first video.
My first video?
Or it wasn't your first one. It was like the one. It was like the 5 things video.
Oh, one of the first ones.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so like I think somebody had shared it on one of the blogs that I had like belonged to, and they're like, "Is this guy for real?" And so I watched it, and at the time I think he had like 5.
Guy for real in a good way?
No. It was I think it was in a good way, but like it was weird because the growth that you had, like, so when I first saw your video, you had like 5,000 subscribers, and instantly I subscribed, and then it was like, oh no, like it was a moment of inspiration and equal devastation at the same time. Cause like, I was like ready to launch my video. And then I was like, I'm gonna just,
I'll do it tomorrow.
Dude, a year went by, a fucking year, a year. I didn't launch the channel till 2018. And I reshot that whole video and worked it over. Yeah. So you gave me I call it now the Peter complex.
Well, I'm happy to. I remember. So I had seen some of your stuff online. I saw your name popping up a lot. I was getting fed like a lot of your videos on YouTube, and I hadn't like clicked yet. My friend, one of my closest friends, Chris Ramsey, the guy.
Oh yeah.
Online.
Yeah, love that guy.
He's big into like the Wave Runner or all those types of. Why can't I remember the movie right now? Blade Runner.
Oh yeah. Wave Runner. Definitely not a Blade Runner fan.
He's big into like futuristic stuff. Very much what you exude in your videos and your style. And he sent me Anamorphia and was like, dude, whatever you're doing right now, watch this immediately. and I was on the couch with my wife, and she doesn't watch much YouTube. I was like, let's just put this on the big screen real quick because the color looks cool and I want to see it on my TV. Like, okay. And then we were both just like this.
I got your back. I got your back. The feeling back.
I don't think we moved. We didn't say anything to each other. We just literally sat there frozen. And I stopped it. And I think when you know something was really, really good, even when the video is over, you still say nothing. So there was like another few minutes of us just processing. And I looked over and I was like, that's probably the best YouTube video I've ever seen. And then I FaceTime Chris and we talked about it. He's like, now that's creativity. And then he started sending me all your links. And then we just went on like a deep dive. Like we were trying to investigate you, sending back and forth videos. He's like, look, when he's going down the hallway and he's talking about this aperture light and it's flickering and the sounds of the doors opening up. And he's like a Tony Stark, but in real life. And, and I'm like, man, he's handsome.
I'm more like the MacGyver of West LA. I don't know about Tony Stark or YouTube. Like,
I like the Tony Stark.
Well, she's dead now. I killed her off. I don't know if you saw Anamorphia 2, but
I did.
Here's the question. Now, this is what I want to know. Did Otis blow up your backpack, or did your backpack blow up my car?
Or maybe the answer will be something entirely different in the third.
Dude, so that's what I'm like the most stoked for. This is like what I wanted. Like, so I didn't really tell you exactly what I was doing with your backpack because I didn't really know. But what I wanted out of it was I wanted to build it into like a piece of lore, like make the backpack, you know, like when you watch films from the 80s or whatever, like there's like that film lore, you know? And so the idea that I'm running off of is that Otis, like I'll just tell you guys the idea now because it will make it that much more enjoyable if you see me pull it off. Otis was actually talking to you for many, many months, disguised as me because she's actually in love with you. and so she's in love with like, and then I find out because they sent me the backpack and I got the ND filters and then like the ring shows up and I'm like, what is all, and like, so it's like you're like the other guy, you know? And it makes it so enjoyable because you get it'll be great because in Anamorphia 3, it's the first time that you get to see me really struggle with internal, like not being the guy, like not being Tony Stark, you know, like you see the shitty side of like, you know, this.
I want like a really random cameo in it. Like you drive by and I'm just like sweeping and I just watch the car go by. Like that's
it's gonna be so great because it's like this. I know exactly how I'll cut the scene where it's like I figure it out. And I'm like, what do you mean you like him? Like you like him? Like oh my god! And then the greatest part is that at the end, you know, your backpack survives the blast. And that's literally the only piece of Otis I have left. So it's a full 360. It makes it so much more enjoyable.
This whole thing before you started any of it?
No.
You're just kind of like it's just evolving as you continue to exist.
Yeah, pretty much. Like all of my projects, I don't really edit. Like I wrote a draft of Anamorphia 1. But I had no idea for a sequel or anything, any other versions after that. But then it just kind of like, it just allowed it to morph, and I'm sure it's gonna morph even more.
Do you have any like experience in acting before?
Yeah. You're good
at it,
dude. You know what's interesting? Thank you, by the way. I learned so much more about acting doing Anamorphia 1 and 2 than I ever did with all the auditions I used to go on, all the plays.
Okay.
Yeah. Like what? So I studied method acting for 8 years, and I was auditioning for 10, and I never made it anywhere. Like YouTube by far is the most success that I've had, but in terms of like chasing after the dream, like for 10 years I was chasing after it and not getting anywhere. No love, nothing.
You didn't book anything?
I booked one movie that was interesting, but but it ended up being like one of the worst horrible stories ever, and like so embarrassing that like I just don't even talk about it. So like, but like it literally gave me no love. But really, what I learned in anyway, so like taking all that experience into Anamorphia 1 and 2, I realized just how much extraneous tension that I was trying to put into every scene just in my face. And when you have like a tight close-up, and like honestly, this sounds so stupid, but literally all you have to do is just say the lines. Just memorize them so well that you don't think about them, and then just say the lines. Like that, honestly, 99% of the TV that you watch on right now, that's all they're doing. They're not emoting. They're not like channeling anything. It's like
it's easier said than done, because like I just did a skit with Julie Nolke, and she memorizes all the scripts ahead of time. Like she wrote it and memorized her whole part in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And
that part, the muscle memory. Yeah, that's definitely real.
Does stuff like that. So
dude, the people that work the people that work soap operas, they're the best at that, because they'll have to memorize 10 pages or 20 pages of dialogue the night before. The night before, they'll shoot 20 pages in a day.
Like I don't know, like my wife's phone number. Like I can't anything. So it was crazy to me, because like she would write this, and then within 10 minutes she memorized it entirely. And I'm actually glad we didn't get to do it face to face, because I probably would have made. She would have
eaten your fucking lunch, dude.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh, this is really.
All I can say, like, so I think like there's a couple of tricks that can get someone really, really good fast, and I think the number one thing that people wonder about is like, am I acting? Like, do I have to be someone else now? And the truth is it's way easier if you're just you. And I think that's actually why your channel's been so great, is because from the get-go, you've been able to channel like your authentic self, like the vulnerable Peter that like is shitty at some things and really good at other things, but like embracing all of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's people tap into that. And it's the same with acting. It's like when you can just speak in your normal voice like I am now, and I'm talking to you and we're two friends, we're just talking. It doesn't feel robotic. It doesn't feel like acting. And that's what good acting should feel like. It should feel real.
That's spot on. Because like even when we were cutting that, I did like I told you, like what's in my camera bag video thing, and the parts I liked the most were the ones that I tried the least on, like sections. I'd be a quick answer to her where I'd be like, yep,
right.
And it was natural, and I was like, oh, that was believable. And I'm like, because it was real.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I'm a full believer that I could make a feature film totally passable and watchable with non-actors. Like that's actually a challenge that I want to do. Take non-actors, because I can get them to be real, or I can edit around the fake and just lean into the stuff that is really real, like just the authentic like mistakes. You know what I mean?
That would be really interesting to make a video about, like, can you spot the difference between like who's a real actor and who's a fake actor?
I mean,
like,
so the funny, I mean, I can tell you, it's so funny when you talk about acting, like people putting up skits, it all starts the same way. Someone's got a gun, right? And like they're doing a scene and like someone needs to cry, and then like, I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like that's like every actor scene that has ever been put up. It's always like Pulp Fiction or like, you know, Glengarry. Is it Glengarry, Glenn Ross? Like they all, or, you know, some Aaron Sorkin film, you know. And really, like 99% of what you see on television is this stuff. It's just like two people talking. I'm trying to get something I want. You're trying to get something you want. We're talking, and that's it. And the hardest part is like just having your voice not like clamp down and feel tight.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. I'd love to explore it more, but it's kind of one of those things. That
Let me direct you. Let me direct you in something.
I would love to.
Would you trust me? Would you trust me?
100%.
Oh yeah, let's do it. I'll put you in one of the Anamorphias then. It'll be great.
I'd love to explore that like tenfold, because naturally, like I don't know if you know, like my past is I was a magician and entertainer.
Yeah, performer. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's all connected.
I kind of have a little bit of an insight into that style of, you know, performance art, if you will. So it's always really interested me, and it's just one of these days I'd love to go all in and not have anything to do with any of the cameras or just literally be talent being direct.
So that's
it.
I think that's going to be really hard because you're so aware of the camera. Like even now, I'm aware of all of the cameras and everything, that I don't know that I could go back to what I was trained to do before, which is to be completely invested in what is happening and not be aware of the camera. Now, I think I've gone past it where I'm aware of the camera, that I know that if I'm using the wide shot from across the room, I can use that moment to do the big body gesture that's going to get a laugh. But if I'm doing like a real tight, 85 right on the face and it's just of my eye, I can't even fucking blink, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't blink. So like the hardest scene actually to do was in Anamorphia 2, the very first time when I wake up from the dream and I'm staring at the painting, I don't blink. That's because the blink was it was like I had to shoot that 30 times so that I could say all the lines and have my face not look like this. Yeah, exactly. But also not blink, because the blink was so big and interrupting the thought process of the dream. You know what I mean?
And you got to make some kind of series behind Anamorphia.
I think I'm gonna try. I am gonna shop it around to a.
Just is just so interesting, and I feel like it'd be so valuable for so many people. And
I mean, I do want to find a producer that'll help me pitch it to Netflix. Like, I do think there's a good story in there somewhere. I don't think that what I've put up right now is Netflix worthy, but I do think that there is a story that can be mined out of it. Like the idea of somebody with an AI that's his friend that is like also a YouTuber. Like it's a weird blending of a lot of different genres.
But it works.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well,
and congrats on all your hard work,
dude.
man.
Thank you. Congrats to you. Look at all this stuff that I have.
Give away.
So that's what we should figure out right now. We have. Do you have them pulled up, or do I need to pull some up?
I'm gonna pull them up too. Let's do them at the same time.
So I would totally give this backpack away, but then I would need you to ship me another one because I need to shoot the scenes for Anamorphia 3.
We'll just go ahead and whoever the winner is, we'll take care of it all.
Okay. All right, well, you pull that up. I'm going to check the feed to make sure everything's good. All right, cool. Everything looks good. So I'm actually about to go on live. I'm about to go on live television in like an hour. Actually, KTLA News is doing a piece on Anamorphia 2.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah. So because I'm trying to get the orbit out there, and the Kickstarter is on. I'm launching the Kickstarter for it on Tuesday. So I'm just like doing whatever I can to get it out there. And
that's
so,
cool, man.
So I'm going on the news, and so I wanted to do a live stream before to like kind of like warm me up and like just get the engines going and just like all that fun stuff.
That's awesome. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, I like the one with the coffee beans.
I do too. I do too.
Because it looks like when you look at it, it doesn't look like a picture. Like it looks like actual coffee beans.
I know. So did you happen? So all right, let me get you guys up to speed real quick. So, so inside Anamorphia, there was a hidden portal challenge for Peter's backpack, and the instructions were to basically go to deepdreamgenerator.com, and you were to take one of Peter's profile photos and some other image, something that's associated with Peter, or it could be something completely different, and blend them together. And it uses AI, and it comes up with this completely brand new image. And the interesting thing is just all of the photos that came out of it. Do you know, I forget the hashtag that I have to search.
There's Deep Dream Challenge, Anamorphia 2.
Can you search multiple hashtags at the same time?
No, I'm flipping back and forth. Maybe I'm flipping back and forth. There's some you sent me, though, that I don't see on here.
Okay. All right. So I know what I got to do. I got to actually pull it up on my phone then, because I did do a screenshot of it. All right. So I think it's safe to say that guy may be the winner.
Honestly, it was a
It
toss-up
was-
between, oddly enough, 2 photos of coffee, but the one of me standing with my dog.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yes, I agree.
Fun little fact. My dog's name is Bauer, and my son's name is Jack.
Whoa.
Jack Bauer.
Is
So
that
when I
from
yell at
24? Jack Bauer?
Yeah.
Are you a 24 fan?
I tried to name my daughter Chloe, but my wife was like, no, we're not having a cast of 24 characters as our children. Yeah, I was a huge 24 fan. When that came out, I just thought it was so cool and groundbreaking, and I hadn't seen anything like it. When I watch it now, I'm like, wow, this is so bad.
All right, let's see.
Dude, that coffee one is... Gabriel, come look at this. I don't know how this was made, but that looks like beans. Oh, yeah. Isn't that cool? Like, look at this. If you zoom in, what is, like, they're beans. But it's me. I am coffee.
Damn, I don't know where to find that one. How'd you find that one?
The coffee bean one?
Yeah.
That is under Deep Dream Challenge hashtag.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yep.
I'm like the worst at these games. Like I don't know how to I haven't figured out how to do it so it's easier for me. Like every time I do it, it's fucking exhausting. And I'm like, I'm never doing this again. Like I'm never again. And then I do. Yeah. Here we go. All right, let me see if I can change the angle here.
We're making another Filmmaker Reacts 2 weeks later. Hey, Kirk.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can see some of these. All right, so these are the deep, yeah. These are the,
But there were some you texted me that I don't see on here.
That one is pretty dope too. The one of you sitting by the window.
Yeah, the one with the smoke bombs too, and the wolf. It's almost like the smoke turns into the dog or the wolf. I don't know. It's trippy as hell. There's actually one of Maddie in here. On the desert, little peak of the desert.
Oh,
dude.
This one looks really trippy. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
That one's a super trip. I wonder what they moshed. That one is actually one of my favorite ones, actually.
It looks like it. You know the one of the blue jacket. Go back to that, and then I'm gonna give you a visual and see if you can see.
Is that one Maddie?
Yeah. Go to the blue jacket.
This one?
No, the one where I'm in a puff coat. Blue puff coat.
Oh.
Yeah, right there, yeah. If you look at that close, it reminds me of the soap dripping down a windshield in a car wash.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, like all the colors and stuff of of an oil slick. Yeah.
Dude, I think I'm gonna go with the coffee. It's just too perfect. The hour.
Yeah. I don't even care if they made it with the Deep Dream generator. I'm curious if he did.
I kind of think.
You
who
think?
cares?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So.
Looks like the username is Otis Rewire.
Is this even a real person?
Otis
If you are real and you made that image, this is your bag. And I'll give you the option if you want the actual bag I use Anamorphia with, or if you want a brand new one, I'll ship you this one. But Pete said he's gonna ship me another one so I can finish the scenes. Oh man, how did
I might even ship you something else.
Uh-oh.
That could help with the storyline with regards to a bag. We'll leave it at that.
Oh geez, more merch?
No, no.
That was my first thought. I was like, he's such a nice guy, this prick. He sent me his merch. What am I going to do with it? I'm like, I'm going to immortalize it. I'm going to put it in Anamorphia. See how he likes that.
It's like the best ever.
Oh, did you see my clapback for, what's his name? Sam
yeah.
Newton?
I think everyone thought that was just another, like, clapback at me.
No way.
No,
because I didn't put. If you listen to the lyrics in there, I didn't have him. I used the part where he said his name.
Yeah, he doesn't say Peter McKinnon in it,
right? No, he does in the video, but in my video, it never says.
I mean,
Yeah, that wasn't a clap back at you at all. I actually, you know what? I definitely appreciate the kid because I know I've talked to him. Man, he's a super nice kid, as you have. But I do have that little part of me cringes when another YouTuber uses someone else's name and their face to push a video. It just, I don't care if it's me or anyone else, but it kills me a little bit inside. But I totally get it because I had all of those same, I've had all of those same desires as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ideas. I've had a lot of terrible ideas that thank God it takes 3 weeks for me to do one video. That's all I gotta say. Because I talk myself out of a lot of stupid ideas.
I will shoot something this morning, and I'm like, as soon as we hang up here, I'm uploading it.
That's funny.
Maybe that'll get my denim shirt.
Yeah, these denim shirts are being made actually right now. After the Kickstarter launch, that's what I'm pushing out.
I'll be wearing it. So
can't wait. Anyway, I'll let you get back to your stuff. I know you got a super busy day. And what are you doing? Like another podcast after this?
I did 2 podcasts, shot a video this morning, and I'm uploading a video now. Then I got to finish one for Tuesday.
Oh my God, you're a madman.
Yeah, then I gotta go home and play with my kids.
Oh, you know what? That's something we should talk about next time. Is I need a couple of tricks on how to get stuff done. I haven't.
For dad tricks.
That's what I'm saying. I need those. I have no tools. My wife's about to divorce me.
Well, I got 8 YouTuber dad hacks in 90 seconds.
Do that. Instant subscribe. All right, I'll let you go.
Including me, it's super cool, and keep up the great work, man. You're an inspiration for me, and I'm sure so many other people. Just doing the quality and the creative work that you put into your stuff.
Dude, likewise.
Top notch.
Likewise, man. Honor. Thank you, brother. We'll speak soon.
Bye.
All right. So, awesome, super rad. That was great. That's actually the first time I've ever talked to. That was the first time I've ever talked to Peter. You guys, we haven't even had a phone call. We've just been texting. That was great. So anyway, that's that winner. Let me quickly go over the next winner. Senior Spree was the first one to solve the Lawa challenge. That was hidden in there. This dude crushed it out in 42 hours. Something ridiculous from that. So, Senior Spree, this is for you. I'll let you have the option of a brand new one though, because my car was doing 80 on the freeway, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's there's one little tiny chip in the glass. Personally, I think it's not anything that you'll notice because it's super wide, but I'll give you that option. If you want the legit one from Anamorphia, or if you want me to have Lawa send you a brand new one, you will not offend me at all. I'll even sign the brand new one if you want. And then the last one is the winner of the RS2. And this challenge was the Orson Welles challenge. No, wait, that wasn't that one. This one was... Oh, this was the challenge where I basically had the best reaction for watching Anamorphia 2. And it was simple, there was some chatter after I released Anamorphia 2 about the feeling of what we were talking about earlier about not measuring up and trying to compare yourself to others. And so to make a joke out of it, I basically instructed the people who got that far in the challenge to give me their best reaction video. And this kid, he just nails it. Let's actually call him. Let's see if we can get him on the phone. I'll show you his video. Let's see here. How'd you guys like that interview though? With Pete. Pretty cool, right? He's a really cool guy. I'm just gonna read a couple of these. Just to let you know, none of your links work. Awesome. Man, I'm gonna have to go back and read through some of these comments later. It's really tough doing a live stream without having an additional person just dedicated to handling the chat and audio and all these things you don't think about. Okay, so we are gonna find this one. Here we go. Here we go. The winner of the RS2. Hold on. You can hear it. Ain't gonna see it. Let's see. Will it focus? Come on, Sony, focus. Just makes me giggle each time. I mean, that's literally how this kid felt. He was like, let me take my camera and I'm gonna just destroy my camera. And then the little dab at the end is just hilarious to me. Just absolutely hilarious. Anyway, Max takes pics. Let's give him a call. Gonna give him a follow. Let's see, Max Sandy, are you watching the stream? I hope you are. Let's see. Although I think he might be underage, so I don't know if I can. I don't think I can call him and show his face on a stream without like getting his parents. Let me see if let's just tell him right now in a text. See if he's on here. Max Sandy, are you in, dude? Are you in here? You won. You got this, bro. If you don't respond, I'll just hunt you down. Anyway, super good work. I thought that was great. I thought the sound effects were great. I thought the little dab at the end was great. All right, guys, that's it for me. I think I talked about pretty much everything. Yep. That's it. So I go on live television in like an hour at 1:45. I actually have a sound test pretty much right now, so I got to cut this short. But if you guys want to watch that, I don't know if you maybe I'll just repost it after the fact, but they're going to be talking about me and Marbl and, you know, the orbit and all that stuff. So kind of boring stuff, but I guess we'll talk about Anamorphia, a lot of the stuff that I already shared. So wish me luck, and if anyone has, let me see if I can field a question or two on here. Let's see. Tell me where you draw the line between a filmmaker and a YouTuber. You put so much work in Anamorphia, but for many of us, we never go that level. We're just small YouTubers, 26,000 subs. Dude, 26,000 subs is a lot of subs. Basically, my life changed after I broke 20,000 subscribers, and it changed for the better. It hasn't like growing to I think I'm at like 350 now, like hasn't gotten 20 times better, right? You know what I mean? Like let's see here. How do I do super chats? Question: how do you need us to help you more to make more videos? What would it take get one video a week? Yeah, I don't know. Gosh, that's a tough one. Like, I want to make one video a week, but I honestly feel like I would be making so many concessions on. Like, it genuinely takes me like 2 weeks to do a video. It honestly does. It just takes a lot of time. Am I a perfectionist? Maybe. But more of it, I think, is like each video I'm trying to unearth something new or like something I haven't tried before. And I think when you're doing the YouTube grind of like coming up with topics and this and stuff, it begins to feel very boring and it feels like work when you're just chasing after the views and stuff, or you're chasing after what's trending, right? So like I genuinely, like, it takes me 2 weeks to do a video. That's a good that's a good week. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes me longer, and that's because I'm not really interested in whatever the topic is, or maybe the edit is a little tough. But I think in the long run, I think that it'll end up being better because I'll end with this. When you look at Ernest Hemingway, his body of work, He's arguably the greatest author, fiction author of all time, if not one of the, right? Ernest Hemingway. The body of work that he put up, his best work is all of his short stories collections. Everyone knows this. And so when I look at YouTube, I look at like instead of doing one video a week for the sake of you guys or for the sake of growth, I'm actually doing one video a month or one video every 5 months for the sake of me, for the sake of my artistry, so that I can get really good at one thing, and that is storytelling, right? And I think that when you do one video a week, you lose those, you're making those concessions, and ultimately something's going to suffer. So for me, I guess I'm chasing after that Ernest Hemingway. Like, how can I make the body of the collection, the short stories, so amazing that, 100 years after I'm dead, people are watching those videos and being like, wow, he was onto something, 10 years before someone else, right? Like, that's the only way you get that. You just have to really commit. You have to commit all the way. And trust me, it's tough. Like, my wife wishes that I were able to do one video a week. I think I would be a lot happier, I would probably feel a little bit more accomplished, and maybe my anxiety would not be as bad as it gets sometimes, especially when a month goes by and I still haven't done a video. But ultimately, in the end, I don't think that I'm ever going to look back and be like, gee, I wish I did 200 crappy subpar videos and instead of 20 awesome videos that make you feel something. That's what you want. That's what you want to go for in life. It's a luxury that I have because I'm not bound by, chasing after the ad revenue or subscribers. Like, I'm totally free. I'm detached from all of that. I make enough money where I have enough time and I'm able to do what I want. And it's a luxury not a lot of people have. I am thankful for it. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the stream. Guys, thank you so much. Come on Kickstarter on Tuesday. We're going to launch the Orbit. We have early bird prices. You can take a look at what we're offering. Go to www.marbl, M-A-R-B-L, orbit.com, and you can get a little preview of what I've been shooting and all that crazy stuff. All right, love you.